Welcome back, everybody. It's time to start talking about Battleground. And let me preface this by saying it's a shame we have to start off the iTunes stuff with such a horrible pay-per-view. We always try not to be negative about everything out there, even though some people think, we can praise 20 things in a row, but if we say one thing's negative, then, oh, you guys are just negative all the time. But god damn it, we just can't be positive with this. So if you're one of those people and all that, now you know ahead of time, we are going to run down this pay-per-view because it was fucking awful. Worst pay-per-view of the year, spoiling my potential choice for the end of the year awards because I can't imagine anything coming in after this being as bad as this one.
It was the M. Night Shyamalan of pay-per-views.
It was as bad as Burhan's pronunciation of his last name.
Exactly. Shakira.
So let's start it off with the pre-show kickoff match: Dolph Ziggler versus Damien Sandow. And there really wasn't too much going on for this match that I paid much attention to. It seemed like it was just a match that would be on Raw. Does anybody else have any points that they wanted to bring up about it? Because there was nothing that happened of note that I can
Well, I would be able to pay attention to if the stream worked. It kept cutting, freezing. I refresh it, and then it'd be playing a segment of the match that I already watched. So I didn't see the finish. I maybe got 5 minutes of decent action of the entire match. So I can't really vouch for how average, good, crap it would have been because, like, the stream on YouTube, the stream on their official website, even on the official WWE app, the stream wouldn't work. It's
What
like
about the unofficial WWE app?
they got to make one for sure. But I couldn't really say too much because my stream wouldn't work. I tried watching it.
You didn't miss anything.
Oof. No, apparently not.
Peyton, what do you think about this match?
I actually was in a similar boat. This was soon after we finished our pre-show on Mega Powers Radio, and I was actually of the opinion that I was not going to watch this pay-per-view at all. I was convinced I had no interest. There was no hype going into it, and I certainly wasn't going to pay $50 for it. I was just going to play Grand Theft Auto or sit on a couch, read a book or something. Yeah, I was tempted to read a book.
That's pretty bad.
But I ended up getting a call from a friend I haven't hung out with in a while, so I was like, I should go hang out with this guy. So I ended up driving up there. It was about a 20-minute drive. I didn't get to see the match. I originally started putting it on my phone as I was getting ready just to see what was going on. But it was choppy as hell. I could not get a good connection, so I don't think you were alone, Braden. I think they were having problems with their stream.
No, for
Which
sure.
wouldn't be the first time they did this night.
No.
Or the last time, I should say.
Yeah, because like in parts of the match, it would actually, like when you go to refresh it or whatever, it would replay like the same clip that already aired. Like I think it was a spot where.
No, they do that all the time. It's called SmackDown.
Really? That's a good one. But it would be like there was this one part of the match where I think Dolph kind of went to go jump in the turnbuckle at Sandow, or was the other way around. They kind of bounced off the turnbuckle, and the match kind of moved from there. Every time I would refresh, it was that same part of the match. And then all of a sudden, it just stopped working entirely, and it's like, oh, I wonder what happened. And I figured out later on in the pay-per-view the actual result of the match. Ugh, terrible streams.
Well, the purpose of the match was about as pointless as the build-up to the match, which really had nothing going for it whatsoever.
Well,
Did it have
the only,
anything?
I don't
the
think it
only
did.
thing that it kind of did was they teased the shit, and apparently the week before that Sandow might cash in after the hardcore match. And they did this thing where apparently Sandow tweaked his leg, and it was just so terrible that he couldn't even apparently come out and cash in his Money in the Bank later on, so that it's like people don't expect him to cash in. At least the people watching the stream going into the pay-per-view would be like, oh, well, he's hurt, he can't really cash in. And so building it up just to not have it happen. That's like the only purpose I could have seen to having Sandow out there. Is just an excuse to not have him cash in after they hyped it for a week.
I feel like if that was the case, though, they would have played a replay before the World Heavyweight Championship match. And I don't think they did that.
No, they just mentioned it on commentary, if you noticed. That's
Yeah,
all.
they did. They kind of like it casually. Oh, Sandwell's tweaked his knee and he can't do it. The whole issue with the briefcase and he can't do it at this point in time. And it's kind of like passing. And it was like, really? Is
To me,
that what you're gonna do?
that's kind of ridiculous, though, because if you were trying to look for an excuse to say why he doesn't, then why don't we just do that every pay-per-view? Like, he's never done it since then, and I mean, wouldn't the bigger excuse just be because Del Rio won the match? It'd be different if he was like beat
Or
the
could
shit
have been
afterward.
like, he could have come out and teased it, and then Del Rio and him could have faced each other down, and then he just walked off. That would have made it easier. But the whole pay-per-view was just like that. It was just shitty shit fest.
It was terrible booking after terrible booking after terrible decision, and on top of 1,000 other terrible decisions.
It's like Vince Russo wrote the show.
And not the least of the terrible decisions was us watching it.
Yeah.
I regret that decision.
I
Any
do.
other thoughts that you guys have on it? Brohan, you didn't give your rundown. What do you think about this match? Was it anything interesting, or do you have the same opinion that everybody else does?
Piece of shit.
It was crap!
Very much.
All right, next part we're going to talk about World Heavyweight Championship, Alberto Del Rio versus Rob Van Dam.